As the nobleman gathered to begin the handouts, Spirit pulled Serene aside, walking just a short distance from the main group. She eyed him curiously.
What?
Spirit glanced back at the collection of noblemen and even a few noble women who were waiting for the Elantrians to approach and receive their food. Finally, he turned to Serene.
Something might happen today.
What?
Do you remember how I told you that not all Elantrians were as docile as the ones here?
Yes. What's your trick, Spirit? What game are you playing?
He seemed so honest, so earnest, yet she couldn't help worrying that he was just toying with her.
Well, just be ready. Keep your guards close.
Serene frowned. She sensed a new emotion in his eyes, something she hadn't seen in him before. Guilt. As he turned back toward the food line, leaving his foreboding words ringing in her mind, a part of Serene was suddenly grateful that she had remained aloof. He was hiding something from her, something big. Her political senses warned her to be wary. Whatever he had been expecting, however, it didn't come. By the time they had begun handing out food, Spirit had relaxed somewhat, speaking cheerfully. Serene began to think that he had made a big show out of nothing. Then the yelling began. Raoden dropped his bag of food as he heard the howl. It was close, far too close. A moment later, he saw Saolin's beleaguered form appear at the mouth of an alley. The soldier was swinging his sword wildly at 4 separate opponents. One of the wildmen smashed a cudgel against Saolin's legs, and the soldier fell. Then Sheor's men were upon them. They spilled out of every alleyway, nearly 24 howling madmen. The Elantris city guards jumped up in surprise, startled from their leisurely idling near the gate, but they were too slow. Sheor's men leapt toward the group of aristocrats and Elantrians, their mouths open savagely. Then Eondel appeared. By some fortune of chance, he had chosen to accompany Serene on the day's trip, and as always, he had worn his sword, defying convention in favor of safety. In this instance, his caution was well placed. Sheor's men weren't expecting resistance, and they stumbled over themselves before the general's swinging blade. Despite his accumulating years, Eondel fought with spry dexterity, beheading 2 wildmen in one breath. Eondel's weapon, powered by healthy muscles, easily cut through the Elantrian flesh. His attack slowed the wildmen long enough for the guards to join the battle, and they formed a line beside him. Finally realizing that they were in danger, the nobles began to scream. Fortunately, they were only a few steps away from the gate, and they easily fled the chaos. Soon, only Raoden and Serene remained, looking at each other through the battle. One of Sheor's followers fell at their feet, knocking over a carton of grain mush. The creature's belly was sliced waist to neck, and his arms flailed awkwardly, mixing the white mush paste with the slime of the paving stones. His lips trembled as he stared upward.
Food. We only wanted a little food. Food.
Serene looked down at the creature, then took a step back. When she looked back up at Raoden, her eyes shone with the icy rage of betrayal.
You held food back from them, didn't you?
Raoden nodded, slowly making no excuse.
I did.
You tyrant! You heartless despot!
Raoden turned to look at Sheor's desperate men. In a way, she was right.
Yes, I am.
Serene took another step backward. However, she stumbled against something. Raoden reached out to steady her, but then stopped as he recognized what had tripped her. It was a sack of food, one of the overstuffed bags Raoden had prepared for the Hoid. Serene looked down as well, comprehension dawning.
I almost started trusting you.
Then she was gone, dashing toward the gate as the soldiers fell back. Sheor's men did not follow, instead falling on the bounty that the nobles had abandoned. Raoden stepped back from the food. Sheor's men didn't even seem to notice him as they tore into the scattered supplies, stuffing their faces with dirty hands. Raoden watched them with tired eyes. It was over. The nobles would not enter Elantris again. At least none of them had been killed.